This year's Nutty Cross, different weather. You know, I call it cyclocross weather. Lots of rain, we had some sun, and tons of mud.
Sure you want this?
My name is Chris Stastny. I'm the owner of Boundless Locomotion. Bit of backstory about me specifically. I used to be a bike racer. I took it very seriously. I grew up racing bikes. I started when I was like 14 or 15 officially racing. My dad was a big influence on getting me into cycling just as a general hobby, and then I quickly, with my competitive nature, got into the racing side of things. Rose the ranks through the juniors and got progressively more serious as the years went on. In the U23 ranks, I raced for Cal Giant Strawberries. I was teammates with Cody Kaiser and Jeremy Ferguson and a bunch of really strong racers. Andrew Talansky was on the team at that time too. I pursued the dream of racing professionally. I was on a couple of third division pro teams, and I just wasn't having fun. I was too focused on all of the things that were going wrong. Yeah, and then I overdid it on training. I got overtraining syndrome because I was in a weird headspace and trying to force it after some injuries, mental health problems, and finally I was like, okay, I gotta stop. I gotta do something else. Time to go back to school. And that transition was really hard for me. I got to a point where I hated bikes, all of it. And then I started to ride bikes again for fun. And we'd ride from Davis to Dixon to Roostaller specifically. We were on a bunch of different clapped out bikes. I was on my old race bike with 25 tires, you know, like ridiculous. Like, should not be out on the dirt, but doing it anyways. What it did was it brought me back to finding joy in cycling with this group. And then I would ride more even outside of these ridiculous rides. So Roostaller really helped me find that light again, which is cool. And while I was at school, taking a lot of business classes and marketing and entrepreneurship, so I kept thinking, what do I make that can utilize my bike skills and passions and start utilizing some of these like hypothetical business skills that I'm learning about? So I started Boundless Locomotion. I had no plan really. I just wanted to do things that were more fun.
That's 15 minutes until your race start. Come on, Jason! Come on, Pete!
Oh, dude, you good? Yeah. Awesome.
Hello, my name is Alden. This is my first time racing. I just joined the club team at UC Davis, and it was a lot of fun. I've watched cyclocross for a few years now at Surf City, and I thought this nice, flat, easy course would be a great way to start, but then it rained, so it was a lot of fun out there. I will definitely be back here next year with some better, bumpier tires and be racing again. This was a lot of fun.
We did a road Fonda the first year. I sent a cold email to Roostaller because I need this company to be part of this Fonda. Like, they've brought me back from the depths of hating cycling, and now I'm putting on a cycling event. They actually responded, and J.E., the owner of Roostaller, called me, and he's like, hey, I love the idea. Like, what are you thinking? And I was like, I don't know, you know, like, it's my first time. And he's laughing. And he's like, well, we can support it from beer. Like, we'll give you guys beer, whatever you need. I had a bunch of my old pro roadie friends come out, and they were like the large majority of who actually showed up. But people that showed up had a fun time. But it still wasn't far enough away from what I was doing before. So then the next step was, okay, what do I do now, you know? And these Roostaller rides were no spandex. That was like our only rule on these rides. It's like, don't wear spandex. Like, if you gotta wear the bibs, like, fine, but no jerseys, come on. So we'd wear, you know, jeans, flannels, shorts, and like button-ups, you know, whatever, just to blend in, look like normal. And it was good. It took the racer boy out of us too. We'd be more casual on the rollout and the ride back. And after that road fondo, we had the Flannel Grinder, the first iteration. JE was like all in, like, love that even more, like, let's do it. JE is a cyclist himself. He's done a lot of road cycling just as a casual thing that he does. So we did a couple of Flannel Grinders. They kept growing. I think the first 2 years we doubled entries each year. And popularity spread. But a lot of feedback that I get, wow, it's amazing. I put on a flannel and it like takes away the racer out of me. And I'm like, yeah, that's right. Like, Flannel Grinder is that one day of the year that you don't think about racing at all. Then the pandemic hit. We had planned on doing the Flannel Grinder in March. So I had all this beer from Roostaller for the event. And so I had to drive it back to Dixon and drop it off with JE. And he was giving me a tour of the farm as it is today, but they were like building it during 2020. And I was like, wow, this is amazing. You know, he's giving me all the details. He's like, walnut orchard, and we'll have sheep over here and chickens, and, you know, here's where we'll brew the beer. And he's showing me all these things. And I'm like, man, it'd be cool to do a bike race here. And he's like, yeah.
So please make it worth his while. Buy some beers.
So my name's J.E. Payno. I'm the manager out here at the farm. I'm a cyclist, but I'm not a cyclocross cyclist. So it's pretty amazing watching these guys slip, slide, and struggle at so many turns and trying to figure out how to navigate this place. It's a little of the mess that we know what that mess is like. We're familiar to us when it comes to building and farming, which are very messy processes. You start thinking one thing, in the middle, everything is thrown upside down, and then you got to kind of try to land the ship. And it just requires a lot of perseverance and a kind of a good attitude, and not taking yourself too seriously. And these guys certainly today did not take themselves too seriously, and I think not only did they persevere, but the joy on their faces kind of spread to everybody else. And so it was one of the most epic days we've had out here, and considering the downpour that we got in the middle of the day, it's unbelievable. And the ruts and the mud, that will probably last here for months. It'll be a great reminder of the fun we had today. So thanks to Stas, Frank, Ace, and everybody that make it happen. It's we're just honored that we got to host it this year. But we really didn't do much. They did all the work. So cheers.
I was like, hey, Cody, I want to put on a cross race. And he's like, sick, let's do it. You know, of course, Cody, you know, he's just like down for everything.
So in the first lap or two, depending on how long the lap is, they're going to establish an average time for you and get you the most number of laps in the 30 minutes possible. So you could race for 28, you might race for 35, so you're going to be right in that window, okay? All right, now we're at the #1 feature of a cyclocross event, the barriers. Everybody see the difference between this position, good, and most commonly this position with my elbow outside the bike, bad. It's also nice to be able to just kind of get rid of it if we trip or whatnot. Okay, so keep us from not being so tied to the bike. All right. Good morning. My name is Cody Kaiser. I'm a professional cyclocross racer and a small business owner of Kinetic Cycles here in Sacramento. We're out here at Nutty Cross. And what is Nutty Cross? Nutty Cross is a wild, weird, amazing clash of cyclocross culture, very raw, very real bike discipline, and then Roostaller beer, which is this awesome Mad Max-like brewery out here in Dixon. And we've got the farm, we've got the food, we've got the beer, we've got Cross. It's awesome. So we just finished up First Timers Cyclocross Clinic, introducing a bunch of folks to what it is that we do out here. Part of the reason why I'm here. Other part of the reason why I'm here is Chris, the promoter from Boundless Locomotion, is a longtime friend and bike racer, you know, a colleague of mine, and we wanted to bring the fun back to the discipline. I think so much of what we do in pro bike racing is zapping our enthusiasm for just having fun on the bike. It's always train, 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 race, race, race. And so an event like this can really spark the fire again as to why we all got started doing this in the first place. That's why we're here. We're here to have a great time. We're here to race hard. We're here to enjoy a beverage with everybody afterward.
I linked up with Nathan Powell. I don't know how to put on a cyclocross race, but I've heard you do events, like you do timing. Like, do you know, like, how could we do this thing?
Hello, my name's Nathan Powell. I do timing out here at events. I also help set up events and tear down and stuff. And I'm here helping Chris Stasny and Frank Schumacher help put on the race here and stuff. It's a pretty cool thing we have going on here. All cool groups of people all coming out here to race and stuff. Super excited to be out here with everyone.
Get it! Oh, come on, yeah!
At the finish line, these racers decided to put like a hand arch together. And it was my favorite moment of the day, you know, because they were the real gladiators on the day. And that's what cyclocross is all about to me. Like, yeah, it's hard, and yeah, it's high performance, and you train hard to do well at these things, but you still have fun.
There's something in the water. I feel it taking over me. It's slowly getting harder to breathe, to breathe, to breathe.
Oh, you should bring in Frank Shoemaker. He does rodeo cross and a bunch of other things in Prairie City, and he's got all this stuff. He's got a trailer, he's got barriers, he's got course tape and stakes, and I was like, yeah, we need all that stuff.
Yeah, way to go. Hey, I'm Frank Shoemaker. I'm race director for Nutty Cross, happening here at Roostaller Brewing, brought in by Boundless Locomotion, Chris Stasny, to be race director for him. I have the experience. I've been putting on races for about 12 years. I have the trailer full of equipment to make it happen. And so we collaborated and made this beautiful muddy party part of the Sacramento cyclocross community. And this is a great intro event for new riders. He's made new riders. If you've never raced before, your race is free, to try to encourage people into this awesome community of cyclocross. And it's a wonderful venue here. We have orchards and fields to race in. We have sheep and goats on the course, a bunch of cool people, and we're having a great time out here.
Oh, dude, exactly what we wanted and exactly what NorCal CX needed, dude. That was proper. I'm biased because I'm a mud guy, but that was fun, dude.
Me and Cody had a nice little race together, battling in the mud, like back in the day when we were little. That was super fun. Yeah, stoked to be out here. Thanks, Nutty Cross.
I'm Jenny Hawkins. I have been racing for a while. I actually took a 2-year break and came back for this race specifically. Signed up 15 minutes before the race because it looked like it was going to be so much fun. It was an awesome course. It was very technical, really muddy, the perfect cross weather, and it's an absolute blast. So you all should check it out next year. It's been a really incredible event, and it was a blast to race.
I think it could have been a little muddier. You know, it's kind of dry out there. Wish it had been raining a little bit longer. Maybe pouring during our race would have really just took it to the next level. But I mean, I'll take it. It was a little bit of mud, so yeah, it's pretty gnarly.
Post-race thoughts, man. This is awesome. The mud. I think this might be my first real proper experience in CX racing, which I felt like I had some success there today, and it felt good. But yeah, this is just a really cool event, man. I'm really stoked to be a part of it. Racing's still semi-new to me, so these are all new experiences for me. And I would say if you were just getting into racing, this is definitely a place to start. Thank you. Definitely a place to get your feet wet, because regardless of the way your day goes, you can almost guarantee you're going to leave with a smile and a good time.
So I love bikes, obviously. I took a brief pause on that, but I'm back. But what I love more is the community. It's the people. The bikes are the things, but the people are what make the sport amazing. Getting into the dirt side of things with gravel and cyclocross has opened up a whole new world for me personally. But I want to be there to support that and keep that going. There's a place for highly competitive, highly serious gravel and cyclocross. I mean, globally, right? It's big. There's also a place for party races. Nutty Cross lives in the middle, I think. It's like a balance. Flannel Grinder is not a race. Nutty Cross is a race, but it's not that serious. If you do well at Nutty Cross, you can feel good about it because competition is fierce, and the course is challenging. But it's not why everyone comes. People come to Nutty Cross for the atmosphere. People come to Nutty Cross for the camaraderie, and the friendships. The future. What does the future of Boundless look like? I really don't know. If you told me 5 years ago that I would be organizing a cyclocross race, I would have told you were lying, and here we are. I'll be sure to always infuse the fun. We gotta keep the balance. Even if we end up doing something epic, it'll still be fun. I want your feedback. Myself and those involved in these events, we build these things how we would want them. And that's not how everybody wants things to look and feel. And I can't know that unless you tell me. So always open to feedback. Did you have a good experience or a bad experience? Explain it. We may change things, or we might argue and disagree about what we should do, and that's fine. But I want to hear what you think. I want to hear what you think we should do. I guess don't be shy about reaching out.